live from the Dunkin Latte Lounge.
Today, I'm super excited for many of reasons. We've done the Dunkin Latte Lounge many of times. A lot has been with solo artists. First time we're with the full group. Normally, it's just one person from the band. I welcome in SubRadio.
Hey,
Welcome, everyone.
hello.
Now, this could be the best or this could be a total train wreck depending on how I can control this. So as the conductor of this train, bear with me. The first time driving a six-person interview train in a Zoom room. So normally, which could really throw things off if we were all in separate Zoom rooms. That's the chaos of it all. So let's talk about where this all started, because normally it's like, oh, we're in high school together, in college, met, and we formed a band. You guys literally have been together since you were kids, pretty much, correct?
Yeah, we've been together since high school. We all are pretty much childhood friends who just started playing and writing music together.
And it was just when you guys started, was the idea of, hey, we're gonna make this a thing, or were you just doing it for fun, on the weekends and after school at first?
Yes to both. Uh, we had this idea that simultaneously that it was going to be a thing, and we were going to be a band that played real shows and toured and had fans, and also that we could get away with just playing like a couple shows a month at beer festivals on the weekends. And we did that for many years, and then realized that was not working for obvious reasons. And since then, we have cracked down and made it a full-time thing for most of us in various ways, and have released a whole bunch of music, and now it's actually kind of a real thing.
Not just a bunch of music, like you've been quite busy now for what, 5-6 years. So it's not like you guys are like, oh, I put out 2 songs, we're just getting started. All right, so with that too, having such a large eccentric group of people in a band, like, how do you guys find your sound? Because to me, you guys are a lot of fun, energetic, upbeat, but was it like that going into it? Like, did it take a while for you guys to come together as a group and form the group and say, hey, this is the sound we want to go for? Is it just all about making music?
I think it's changed a lot over the years. When we were in high school, it was much more different. We wanted to be a lot more acoustic and kind of like the Fray.
Right.
And I think over time, when we started to kind of crack down, like Adam said, we had a lot of different influences, but mainly we like to describe ourselves now as indie pop, and more the fun side of indie pop. So energetic, bolsterous, exciting. We like everyone to have fun at our shows too, and dance around like we do. Like,
and like that too, a band that you have given credit to is Walk the Moon, which again, another band that moves around on stage, takes advantage of it. I mean, so growing up, it was the Fray was maybe a little Maroon 5 at first, and then where was that transition for you? Where you just did you guys just were sitting in a room one day and like, we could take it up a level. I feel like we could do more. We can create a bigger sound. What was that for you guys?
Yeah, we had a few, but the one that comes to mind, and correct me if I'm wrong, but when Small Pools released their song Dreaming, I remember us being like, whoa, that is a sound. And we were just captivated by that song. And that was around the time that some other band like Walk the Moon had released similar music, like high energy, super fun, like more dancey style, like more electronic than we had been playing previously. But when that song Dreaming came out, we were like, all right, this is cool. We can do something like this.
Now, for you guys too, creating music and touring has pretty much just been a lifeline throughout the last handful of years. How was the pivot, the transition for you guys? I know you did a lot online, but for pretty much going 0 to 150 in very quickly, and then all of a sudden having to just stop it all. How is that for you guys as a group?
It was extremely difficult, and it took us a couple of tries to find our footing again. We tried. I'm not sure if this was your question, but we started streaming to Instagram and Facebook and stuff like
Right.
that. And the world fell apart, and we realized, fun though it was and great though it was for our fans, we were only really reaching our fans. So I think it was Matt's idea to start streaming on Reddit, and that did just wonders for us. Maybe he can talk about that.
So after a while with your Reddit streams too, like was everybody a little skeptical, and then all of a sudden be like, hey Matt, actually good idea. I mean,
I don't. Well, it was interesting because I brought it up like 2 months before we started doing it, and then we kind of forgot about it. I was like, hey, I saw these people like live streaming on Reddit, and they had a huge amount of people watching them. Maybe we should try it. And then we just kind of forgot because we were so wrapped up in trying to get Instagram and Facebook running. And then like 2 months later, we tried the first one, and we were so stoked because we had 2,000 people watch it, which we were just like, that's unbelievable. And then the next time we did it, we had like 40,000, and then the third time was like 384,000 people watched. So we were just shocked.
I mean,
I definitely, I'll take the fall for that. I was that guy because Matt brought this up initially, and I was like, Reddit's a video game platform. Like nobody wants to watch music on there.
yeah,
Like,
memes. Like, I mean, where am I getting music from? I want my memes.
In a few weeks, we were getting like 500,000 people watching the stream. So yeah, mea culpa.
Well, I mean, is it a blessing and a curse at the sense that you can reach probably 300,000 is a hell of a lot of people in for a performance, but the other side of it is there's that connection, that misconnection of being live in front of 300,000 people.
Yeah, I think. And I think what we benefited from, though, is that people are missing that right now. There is no outlet for that sort of connection. And we, I think, are really good at and adept at doing that.
Now, have you guys had a first live show yet with an audience?
We have been able to do one here in the DC area. It was outdoors in a parking lot of a local venue, and we blew up their capacity. They had to expand the seating area outside and didn't have enough people working.
Were you guys ready to run through a brick wall pretty much with being so amped up for just getting on the stage and hitting that first chord of a song?
I'm sure it was so sloppy.
Well, but even so, the excitement alone, I'm sure you probably could have run through a brick wall of just the anticipation of getting up there and doing something that you love so much that you weren't allowed to do for a year and change.
Oh yeah, 100%. We were all beaming the second we, played the first note. It was just crazy being back in front of people because we had been playing to the wall in front of me for the past year almost.
Now, with your music too, you were on track to releasing a song a month, pretty much for close to a year. Do you guys as artists now? Because I love having this conversation where it's like, a lot of artists, especially pop artists, want to put out that full album because, there's a lot of people that are involved and obviously want to, it's a business. But you as artists, do you see more benefit putting out a single song or a full album?
Right now at our size, we have found that it's nice to focus on one product at a time.
Right.
And get eyeballs to one song and streams to one song. And not, it takes a lot of capital, both like time and money to release anything.
Right.
You're going to release 12 songs at once. Well, 9 of those might just not really get heard because you don't have the time and the capacity to focus on them.
Like seeing the way that you guys have done it now, have been doing it over the past, I'll say year. Do you see like, hey, why can't we not per se change the game, but think outside the box than the way everybody else is doing it?
I think we do a lot of that. Yeah.
Well, no, of course, but when it comes to releasing music too, because you see, the way streaming works and the way everything else works. I mean, we're sitting in a Dunkin Latte lounge now, on the East Coast talking about music. Just things are different, Like I mean, we've been used to like, okay, it's album release day. Here's a new album. We'll maybe get 2 or 3 songs, that the world will hear, and everybody else, unless you buy the album, you'll hear it. So being able to release a song, you'll be able to concentrate on those songs that maybe get lost in the shuffle of just everything coming out at once.
Yeah, and I mean, not to give too much away about what we're planning for the rest of the year, but that is kind of what we're doing.
Yeah, no, of course. Well, I figured, like, if you, like I said, full year. I mean, I didn't know that. I was just guessing, but the way everything was on track. So, as a group, like being from New York too, if you know New York, it's pretty much the birth of hip hop. For LA, same thing too. For DC, what's the DC sound? Like, is there a sound that when people go, hey, we're from DC, they'll go, oh, this is the sound that DC is known for?
Yeah, it's go-go, and we don't do that because
Why not? Come on, close-minded. I mean,
turn a bridge of a song into go-go. We just need to get you to roll that beat and find somebody to give us bongos, and we could do it.
Yeah, we
could
need
do it.
another drummer.
well, I don't. I have horrible rhythm. But in the sense that you don't hear that because you always hear New York, L.A., maybe a little bit of Miami here and there, and Nashville with country. What would be DC sound? I mean, so we got the answer there. I'm just saying, give it a try, guys. Just think about it. Maybe down the road, you never know. Rainy day. Put it in the rainy day pile. All
We have a
right.
big enough group for sure.
All right. So music on the way. The world opens up. Tours start happening again. Going to be jumping on festivals. Are you pretty much just going to be knocking on festivals' doors, or are things already mapped out for the future for the next couple months?
Knocking on festivals' doors would be amazing. I feel like right now, though, every single person and their brother wants to play every festival that's around. So
Right.
thousands of submissions. So we're gonna try and get as many as we can, but we just want to play. So we just want to get out there and tour as much as we can. So we just locked down some West Coast dates, which are on our website now, and a couple of East Coast dates that are in October, and then we're just kind of gonna go from there.
Well, I think that's a thing that we've all learned just as individuals too. It's like day by day. Like we start thinking, even though in this business you got to think about a year ahead, it's easier just to go, let's accomplish this, go from there too. So, all right. So as we sit in the Dunkin' Latte Lounge, before we get to your performance as well, we ask everyone and anyone who enters this Dunkin' Lounge, and like I said, we broke records today by having 6 people in here, and normally it's just 1. So if you guys have your own individual answers, by all means. But if you had the opportunity, maybe as a group, sitting in a Sprinter and going to Dunkin' to sip on some lattes, do you have a collective answer of who you would sip a latte with and chit chat about anything, music, pick their brain, and why?
I'll go. I can't answer for everyone, but I'll answer for myself when I say I would.
Let's all release our answers at once at the same time. Maybe no.
Let's do that. Yeah, 3, 2, 1. Lil Nas X, because there's no reason that he should still be as famous as he is when he got famous on a Gimmick song, and yet he has not only put out more songs that are maybe better than the Gimmick song that got him famous, he has also gotten more famous than he was off of the Gimmick.
Which is great too, especially seeing the feedback over the last 6 months when he goes to people that are the trolls that exist online going, read the lyrics.
Yes, I love this, clipping the YouTube comments and tweeting them and responding to them. It's great.
You wouldn't see that like normally, like if he was a newer artist, and I think we all can agree, like the label would say, oh, can't be doing that, but he has established himself so well in the sense of responding that I think it's great, especially those hardcore parents that are like, well, my kid listens to the song, and then he literally responds with, listen to the lyrics, read the lyrics. Like I'm not Disney,
And I also want to know what his order is. So.
I think he would go very eccentric, like he would find a secret menu item.
Yeah, no, he's going to do one of those like 3-page Starbucks orders, but at Dunkin'.
Right. and he would find that thing that no one knows that is created, and all of a sudden he's the first one to have this drink at Dunkin'. Maybe we just made Dunkin' a hell of a lot of money. I don't know, and we'll see in the near future too. All right, so we got Lil Nas X joining the Sprinter. Is a group consensus, or do we have others?
Oh man, I think I would go with Matty Healy from the 1975.
Okay.
Just to hear him tell me the way he thinks about the world and tell me how he does make art.
Thank you very much. Yeah, man, if I could sit down with anybody, honestly, I would probably sit down with Barack Obama. Just sip on a latte with Barack Obama for
very interesting man. I mean, like he's been through a lot, I would say.
He lives in your town.
He does, yeah.
Go knock on the door.
We could go, yeah.
Yeah, you might have to get through Secret Service first, but once Secret Service gets by and you get the pat down, you're good to
you
go.
Can knock on the door once, only once.
And he's not home, or he's in the back playing basketball.
Yeah, I can go next. Maddie and George from the 1975 were going to be my answer. Matt, that's funny.
We'll just get the whole group. At this point, the whole group's invited. I'll get the rest of 19. I'll bring the rest of the group, so we're good to go.
You fit like 30 people in a sprinter. It would be
Well, it depends. If I'm paying, like, we can only do so much. So
I think I'd have to add the guys from Walk the Moon to the list, if for no other reason than to ask them, guys, it's been 4 years. When's the next album coming?
Yeah.
I don't think they've ever gotten that question.
My default one would be a lot less profound and more like surface level. I might ask Angus Young from AC/DC, because I heard he has been sober his entire career, yet he is the craziest, smallest gremlin of a man I've ever seen. And I just want to know what sort of like monkey paw devil's contract he signed to like end up doing that without any substances.
Oh, it's the equivalent of Mick Jagger signing like the "How are you still doing what you're doing on stage every single night?" Like, just
Mick
imagine
Jagger-
our grandparents trying to do a split on stage. Like, I mean, that's the things I think about too. All right, so guys, SubRadio, thank you very much for hanging with us too. Now, before we let you go, let's hit up all the socials. So if you aren't following along already, like you should be, people can follow along when they're done watching this interview. Do not pause the interview and start following. Just don't be rude. Just let everybody say where we can follow along and go from there.
Yeah, all of our ats everywhere are SubRadio Band. So Instagram, Twitter, we're on TikTok. We have a Facebook page for people who care. We have a Discord.
For mom and dad. Mom and dad love it.
we play on Reddit every week. You can find all of our previous Reddit shows at @Brad3636 on Reddit. And we have a Discord channel. You can find pretty much everything on our Instagram page. If you go to the highlights, you can join our Discord. You can find our Twitter. You can find our Reddit streams every week. And we have a Patreon. So if you like what you
I was about to say, where's the Patreon? And there it is.
Then yeah, we're a SubRadio Band on Patreon too. We have really great communities on Discord and Patreon. We're really proud of the communities that we've fostered, and we're very communicative. And if you're out there, send us a message on anything. We respond to everything. We very much like to interact with people. We've been starved of that for the past year or so. So so find us on that anywhere on SubRadio Band.
I want to find you guys live for the first time. I want to experience SubRadio live in person. So as soon as you come to the New York, New Jersey area, consider me there. So, and I'm paying for tickets. That's the only way I do it. So, or I'll just go through Patreon, whatever the case may be, I'm paying. So thank you guys for everything. And for everyone watching too, # Dunkin Latte Lounge. DunkinLatteLounge.com. SubRadio, thank you very much. I'm going to black out my window now and leave you for your performance, because it'd be just awkward if one person's just standing and staring at you like this. So, guys, thank you very much.
Hello, iHeartRadio. We're SubRadio, and this is our song Flashback.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Last night we danced until our feet got blisters. I rocked that crop top that you got from your sister. You held my hand so sweet and casually. I'd never gone from start to start so quickly. And our bodies shake like ooh, 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 ooh. Electrical waves like ooh, 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 ooh. We're gonna do it all again. Gonna save myself, gonna shut my skin. Ooh, it's gonna be alright. We're gonna do it all again. Gonna save myself, gonna shut my skin. And we're gonna be alright. We're flashing neon animals tonight. Hey! Flashback, 11th Street with the bar lights blinking. I swear you turn back with a look and a wink. And some nights we play like we got all the time in the world. Put our war paint on, sing a fighting song. Think of something to say like ooh, ooh, ooh. Electrical waves like ooh, ooh, ooh. Gonna save myself, gonna shut my skin. Woo-hoo, it's gonna be alright. We're gonna do it all again. Gonna save myself, gonna shut my skin. And we're gonna be alright. We're flashing neon animals tonight. Hallelujah, hallelujah. I worship at my own feet, baby. Hallelujah, hallelujah. I worship at my own feet, baby. We're gonna do it all again. Gonna save myself, gonna show my skin. Woo-hoo, it's gonna be alright. We're gonna do it all again. Gonna save myself, gonna show my skin. And we're gonna be alright. We're flashing neon animals tonight. Hey!
We're SubRadio. We're an indie band. We're from DC. That song is called Flashback, and this next one is a brand new single, and it's called King of My Heart.
You had a dream, what does it mean? I knew it, but I couldn't say. Sun overhead, we're still in bed. Nowhere to be it all today. Hand to my heart, I've always been your subject, and that's true. Watching the stars for the largest constellation, and that's you. You are the king of my heart, got the key to my body, and I think everyone knows. You are the king of my heart, when nobody's around me, you got me under control. You, look at me, babe. Everywhere you see the light touch, that's your sky opens up, heaven erupts, and I don't even have to touch you. You are the king of my heart, got the key to my body, and I think everyone knows. You are the king of my heart, when nobody's around me, you got me under control. Sour skills on my tongue, baby, you're the only one. Bring the servants to the throne, kneeling when you say so. Baby, you're the only one. I don't hit the floor for no one but you are the king of my heart, got the key to my body, and I think everyone knows. You are the king of my heart, when nobody's around me, you got me under control.
To see more videos like this, check out DunkinLatteLounge.com. And if you're posting on social, use the hashtag Dunkin Latte Lounge.